Hello and welcome to my dining table. My name is Kersti and I will be your frantic puzzle host that talks about work or the lack of work, or I'm gonna talk a lot while I puzzle. I'm gonna share some frustration and I'm actually gonna share a couple of things that were like aha moments for me too. So that was the cool part. How well it's all gonna work out, we don't know yet. Hopefully at some point something will work out. Kinda have to, I think. I hope. Oh God, I hope. And as usual, I can't be looking at you all the time because I'm doing the puzzle. And the puzzle is the Zodiac puzzle from Ravensburger with 3,000 pieces. I got it as a kind of gift for myself when I got laid off at work because they needed to save money and I was the last one in. So I had the fortunate luck of being the first one out. Depends on how you see it. But today I finally had a meeting with, I don't know the term in English, but like someone who helps you try to figure out what you want to do with your life, basically. And that was, unfortunately, not really the most helpful thing, but at the same time, I did learn some things. And I also got confused. That part is normal for me. But yeah, I had this meeting and I tried to tell her what I wanted, which is really hard because I don't know what I want, which is why I needed help. So already you should see the challenge we both were facing. Yes, there were challenges, clearly, and I really struggled to convey what I wanted, what I needed. I don't even know that. I mean, there were a lot of words coming out of my mouth, but I struggled to make her understand what I actually meant, what I was looking for, what I needed, wanted, something along those lines. And I tried, but as I said, also not being very good apparently at making her understand what I wanted. And I understand that she struggled to figure out what I meant because I wasn't sure what I meant either. So, I understand that was a challenge. How to figure out what I want when I don't know what I want. That's, yeah. I understand that is a big challenge. On the other hand, I mean, it is her job. So she should have an idea, at least. I didn't really feel like it went all that well. She was nice and all, and she did try to help, but it wasn't, I guess you could say it wasn't ideal. Probably also partly because I didn't, as I said, know exactly what I want. But that's why I went to try to get help. She asked a bunch of questions like what I've done before and what I wanted to do now, and what I've done before, I could tell her. What I want to do now, well, that was the hard part because, I repeat, I don't really know. And that makes it challenging, obviously. So, yeah, that was the thing. She asked a lot of questions. didn't come up with a lot of new things. When I said, I worked in libraries, but I feel like I'm done with that. So I want something new, something different, something not library, something different. And then she was saying, well, you can work like in archives. And my reply was, well, isn't that a lot of the same things that I have been doing? Where she said, yes. So I had to repeat myself and tell her again that, well, that's not what I want. I want something different. Something that I haven't done. I want to try something new. That was... I struggled to fully make her understand that, apparently. So I didn't quite know how to... I didn't know how to make her understand what I meant. And there were several of those things, which honestly was a bit annoying. When I tell someone, it's like, I don't want what I've been doing because I want something else. That I do know. I just don't know what the else part will be. And then she continues to suggest very, very similar things. It's like, well, that's not different. That's just a tiny bit of a shift. I want full shift. I want something completely different. That seemed to be a little hard for her to understand. Or she just, I don't know, maybe she thought I didn't mean it? I honestly don't know. But, yeah. So that was a little frustrating. I wish I had been better at explaining what I wanted. But as I said, I found that to be a little hard since I didn't know what I wanted. Very much a catch-22 going on there with me, which is sad and unfortunate and really annoying. But, you know, she did have some websites I'm gonna check out and look into and see if they might have some good ideas for me. And, I mean, her job is to help people choose a career and choose what to study. I knew that. And I didn't know where else to go to ask. So that's where I went to ask. One thing I will say though, that since it sounds like a long time ago, but because I went to that appointment and talked to her, when I was driving home, something hit me. And that was the fact that, yeah, her work with this is to try to help people figure out what to do with their life when it comes to career and find a profession, stuff like that. And I realized that I don't really want a career. I want a life. I want a life that I enjoy. I want a life that I want to live. I don't really want a career. So, surprised me with that one. Or I surprised myself with that one because that's not where I thought I would go. But, so I'm not saying that I'm back to square one, because I'm not. I mean, I have figured some things out. Like, I don't really want a career. I just want a life that I can enjoy. And that might not be, I don't know. Here's the problem. I don't know how to explain it. And I understand that she was struggling to try to figure out what I meant, which I get it. It's hard. I don't know what I mean. So try to figure out what I mean is really, it must be really hard for someone else that don't even know me. So I understand that she struggled with that one. Like, I mean, I think most people would have struggled with that one. So, yeah, that was a bit of a challenge. But I am happy that I at least had that thought when I was driving home. So now I have to figure out, like, it's what it all comes down to for me. Is like, okay, but how do I make enough money to, pay my bills? I'm starting to think that might be what I'm looking for. Simply just, how do I get enough money to pay my bills? And then I can spend my time how I want it without having to consider any other things like that. So, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting challenge going forward. I mean, it's already been that, so we're just gonna keep going in the interesting challenge part. So, yeah. I am glad I have my puzzles and then I get to talk to you guys so I can vent some frustration and confusion and what am I gonna do now? Type of thing with my life. So, well, that was basically the gist of what I realized, because the other thing she mentioned is well, I know that. She was starting to when you look at people, I don't know what it's called. When people put out an ad in wherever place they do to look for people to hire, she was starting to talk about in the ads when they say they look for these type of people with these qualifications. You don't have to have all the qualifications. It's okay if you only have some of them. You can still apply to the job. And I was yeah, I know this. That's not the issue. I didn't come to get tips on how to write an application, a job application. I've done that several times. And some of the jobs I've written that for, I've actually gotten too. It's pretty cool. That's not what I need help with. And if I were to need help with that, I'd come back and ask if I really needed help with that. I don't, maybe I will, maybe I won't, but that was not today's issue. Today's issue was how do I figure out what to do? That's basically what I was there for. And I'm sure she did her best, but I did not feel I don't feel like she fully understood where I was going with, anything possibly? I don't know. I don't think she got me. Understood what I meant. But as I said, that was probably hard since I didn't know how to convey what I meant. I mean, I struggle with it here a lot too. And here I can even edit out stuff if I really confuse even myself. In that meeting, I only had that 1 hour. Sure, I can book a new meeting, but I don't feel the need to book a new meeting with her. Not because she was bad, but she just didn't get me. And I don't know how to explain to her that, I don't know how to explain to her that she don't get me. Didn't get me? Words. See? I'm struggling with words here. A lot. But, yeah, it's not easy. So, I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point, but I will admit, I'm a little frustrated that it didn't go better. And no, I did not go into the meeting expecting her to like basically talk to me for 5 minutes and then pull a profession or a career out of a hat and said, here, this is your one true thing to do for the rest of your life. No, I did not expect that, but I think I was hoping for help with direction. And sure, it was a little direction there, but I don't feel she gave me enough direction. I'm feeling very directionless. Is that a word? Directionless? It is now. But yeah, I feel directionless and I don't know how to deal with that. Because I don't know what to do. So that is frustrating. Very frustrating. So yeah, that's there was that. So I am in a way not any closer to figure out what to do, which is a little sad. Or a lot sad. It depends on how you say it, whether it's a little or a lot. But yeah, it's a thing. But as I said, I did at least figure out that I don't want a career. I want to do something different, something else. That is not necessarily a career. Unless you can... Unless you guys are willing to help me monetize this channel by having a ton of people to subscribe so I at least can make money off this and do whatever else I want. I don't think that's very likely anytime soon. So, yeah, that's not... And also, would I really want to work with this for a living? I don't know. Would I have the energy to continue? I don't know. I will admit that it would have been cool to try. I will give myself that. That could be interesting. But, you know, there's the whole money thing again. It's a big one. The money thing. Ooh, that's where it goes. But yeah, yeah. Oh, it goes further up. Okay. So I have not reached any conclusions, obviously. I am still struggling, obviously. Yeah, I still have a lot of frustration because I'm still like, ah! So, yeah. The struggle is real. Very, very real for me. And I don't think all these pieces go here. So that was my trip to someone who is supposed to help you try to figure out what to do with your life. Didn't really work well. On the bright side, as I said, I at least figured something out. And I think that's a great start, you know? We can't magically know everything. And I wouldn't expect anyone to magically know stuff. That would be... Don't get me wrong, magic would be really cool, but it's not very likely. So, yeah. I'm just gonna continue to struggle with figuring out what to do with my life, but at least I know that I'm not really looking for a career. Right now, I just want a job that will give me enough money, so the bank will give me enough money or lend me enough money to buy a house. To find a house I want to buy, however, that's a struggle too. There are a lot of struggles for me right now, in case you didn't realize. But, you know, we all gotta start somewhere. And that's where I started today with the meeting. And yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out, obviously. And I'm still struggling. And I will continue to struggle. Let's just be honest about that. I will continue to struggle, but hopefully it'll work out. I'll figure it out. And, you know, I'm sure I will, because, like, not figuring it out is not really an option that I will accept. But, yeah, it'll be hard. And it'll be interesting. And, yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, there is a lot of confusion. And then again, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know there is a lot of confusion, like all the time. All the time. A lot of confusion. I'm sure at some point I will figure it out. At least I really, really hope so. And yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to pay attention, so I'm not quite sure what the last you heard was. Sorry about that. I will try to do better, but let's be honest, the chance of that actually happening, not as high as I occasionally would like. But look at that. That was pretty cool. Now I just need to figure out the rest ones here. No. Definitely not. But yeah, I was talking about work and not knowing what to do. It's gonna be something I keep repeating over and over because I'm rather obsessive about it. Simply because, well, I don't know what to do. And I have gotten good suggestions from several of you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. But I still haven't exactly figured it out, to put it in a polite way towards myself. I haven't exactly figured it out yet. Let's be honest. But I've come to realize that's gonna take some time. Let's be honest about that too. This is gonna take a lot of time. But yeah. I feel like I'm doing pretty good with the puzzle at least, so something's going right. I feel like I need that in my life. You know, something going right with my puzzle. That's a nice thing at the moment. God, if that started to be like a messed up thing too, I probably would have just continued with the puzzle because at least I know that's gonna work out in the end. Thankfully. The rest of it, and then again, I mean the rest of it will work out in the end too. I feel like that might be a bit more of a struggle and a big thing, and like it will keep me freaking out for a long time to come. And let's just put it like this. You all get to watch my descent into work madness, or maybe not work madness, or some kind of madness. I don't even know. I don't even know. It's a lot. At the same time, it's not, because it's kind of nothing in a way. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting in the time to come. Very, very interesting. Oh gosh, but at least I learned something, and that is that I am not sure if I want a career. I might want a job because of money and all. And I do like to have money to pay my bills. That is rather important. Because I'm pretty sure that if I stop paying my bills, like the companies I get stuff from would be... I don't think they would be pleased with me if I just stopped giving them money. I mean, that's what businesses are for. To make money for their owners. That is the point of a business. And I have to say, there are certain Norwegian politicians that have not figured that one out. That the reason for a business to exist is to make money. Weird, huh? It's not really weird. That's how businesses works. But we have certain Norwegian politicians that don't seem to understand that, which is sad. Luckily, I don't have to deal with such politicians. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. But, yeah, I don't know. Then again, if I do manage to figure out what I want to do and, like, for instance, create my own business, I will have to deal with such people. I'm not exactly excited about that potential, to be completely honest. But, I mean, as I just said, you win some, you lose some, and not everything is gonna work out how you want it. Just ask me. It's not working out how I want it. On the other hand, in the universe's defense against me, I don't really know what I want. The idea of working for myself, however, is starting to appeal more and more. I just wish I could figure out what to do to, make money. Because there are several different ways you can make money. And, hold on. This tea is so good. But yeah, money. Exciting topic. At least occasionally. In my opinion, there are several ways you can make money. You can sell your knowledge. That requires you to have some knowledge. But, we all have knowledge. Just not the same knowledge, and not everyone knows exactly what their knowledge is. Hello, I'm here. And yeah, you can sell your knowledge. You could sell your time, which is how a ton of people are making their money. And that's how the jobs I've had has been that. Selling my time, as in I'm trading my time by giving it to someone else, and in return they give me money and tell me what to do. That is mostly called a job. So, yeah, a job. Trading time for money. And as I said first, trading knowledge for money. You often do that at a job. It goes together very well, some of these things. And then you have that you can sell products. That's a third way to make money. You can sell products either digitally, wow, or physically. So they're kind of two versions of that. And yeah, I don't know which one I'm gonna choose. I've tried to like trade my time for money. It was okay, and you know, it worked for a while. And if I can have that as like a base thing to like be consistent, sure, sounds great. But it's hard to scale because we all have a certain amount of time. We all have 24 hours in a day. And sure, I can spend several of those working, but I would also like to sleep and eat and go for walks and hang out with friends and family and, you know, oh, it pushed it. And there are like many other things I want to do too than just trade my time for money. So yeah, it's a thing. I really don't know where this one goes. Oh wait, found it. But yeah, there. Excuse me. Apparently, we need the tea. Oh, so good, so good. But yeah, those are the ways I know about. Not that I know how to do all of them. Oh, jeez. Can we just stop doing that? But yeah, ways of making money. Those are the ways I know about, but I don't know necessarily, like, if I wanted to sell digital products, what kind of products? What would I do? If I wanted to be, gosh, what was the word again? Entrepreneur? What would I sell? Because you gotta sell something so you get money in. That's what a business is, as I said earlier. And yes, I find it both sad and amusing that not all the politicians in the country where I live understand what a business actually is. That is, but that is a whole different conversation, and that would be more of a rant because, you know, I think the politicians assume that we all, not necessarily that we all, but they assume, from my understanding, from what I can see, it seems like politicians assume that we just trust them, and that we just believe them, and many of us don't. And I mean, considering how much they lie and cheat and do all the things that they should not be doing, I'm surprised that people trust a lot of politicians at all, to be completely honest, because whew, that's a lot of, yeah, they continuously do things they shouldn't be doing. And they keep getting away with it. I, however, am not a politician, so if I were to try to do several of the things that the politicians do, I would not be let off the hook. I'm just saying. But yeah, back to me. I don't really know what I will be doing. I like the idea of starting on my own, like building my own business. I just don't know what to sell. Because as I said, when you are a business, you have to sell something. Because if you don't sell anything, you're not a business. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out what to sell, I guess. I feel like this is getting like a point of like, what the heck am I doing? And the answer is, I still don't know. But I want to sell something, I guess. And sure, I could sell like my knitting. That would be great. Unfortunately, selling homemade goods or selling homemade knits, well, not enough money. I'm sure I could get something in every now and then, but it wouldn't be enough money to live off. Because because yarn is expensive, and if I tried to sell what I knit and crochet for a price so I could like live off it, yeah. I mean, I know how much work it is, and I still wouldn't pay like a good hourly work rate price. I don't know how to explain it. But like, I honestly don't know what the minimum wage is where I live. But I live in a somewhat expensive country, in my opinion. And I mean, I've heard people say that, the wages, what you get paid hourly in Norway, it's so high. Well, guess what? Everyone else is very expensive too, so we need our big paychecks, or everything's relative. But we need the paychecks that we get. Compared to other countries, or at least some countries, they might be big, but when you consider all the prices for like everything, like food, gasoline for our cars, electricity, especially the electricity, like everything, the prices have just skyrocketed lately. And yeah, I know inflation is bad everywhere, but like, there are people that now have to choose, do they want to be warm or do they want to be not hungry anymore? And sometimes you don't have to choose because you don't have money for any of it. And that's, yeah, no. I don't want to risk that. So I have to figure out a way to get money in. So I have to sell something. But I need to figure out what to sell that people will actually buy. Because there's no point selling anything if no one's gonna buy it. Then, yet again, it's a hobby, not a business. Because a business is there to make money. And I have a bit of a headache today. Did I tell you that? I don't know. I don't think so. But I have. And I have been, I'm not gonna say I'm blaming it on the meeting. It was a good meeting. She was a nice lady trying to help, and I was not very good at explaining what I wanted and what I needed. So in that sense, it wasn't that helpful, apart from the fact that me realizing that, okay, I don't want a career. I want a life. I just need to figure out how to put that together to make it an actual reality, to make it make sense, basically, financially, for me to, survive. Yet again, financially. It's a thing. I'm very obsessive about that, the money part. And I blame my mother for that. She is, gosh, what's the English word? An accountant? And I'm worried you're going to start cutting me off again. So, you know what? Because of the headache, and because I'm starting to talk around in circles like a freaking politician, maybe I should become a politician. I mean, some of them make really good money. But I also consider a lot of them kind of to be idiots. And I don't want to be considered that, so politician is out of the question. Then again, considering how much they're abusing the system and like doing things for their own gain and not really caring about what the people who voted them in care about. So, you know, if I just want to ignore everyone and go my own way, maybe I should become a politician. Yeah. Was that enough bashing of the politicians today? Maybe. Maybe I should continue next week. How to bash politicians. Yeah. Just at the same time, I don't really like talking bad about people like I just did, I know. But sometimes I can't help it. And it's not like I'm singling one politician out. I'm not saying they're all bad. I am saying that they're not all good. So do with that as you will. What I will be doing, possibly after putting on something more here, maybe, yeah, okay. What I'm gonna be doing is having a little knitting break, because I like knitting, and I am obsessed with knitting, and yeah. Oh, yes. I'm just gonna, okay. When I'm done, you're gonna like see everything more up close than you do now. But yeah, I think I did pretty well today. I kind of have all the different zodiacs. I need a little bit more on the bowl, or the Taurus. But yeah, I just need all the like little parts in between. And that's always the hardest part, so yay. Except I have a feeling that will actually be easier than what the edge was, because false fits for the win for the edge here. But yeah, that was about my meeting, about me wanting to start something on my own, and I mentioned that before. Still haven't figured out what I want to do. But I'll get there. Hopefully soon, because money. So that was today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were entertained by my frustration, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!